It's hard to believe that this is the 5th annual Pedal for P-Man. It's not just hard to believe that it's been 5 years since we lost Patrick, but that we've kept his memory alive for 5 years by doing this Pedal for P-Man event. My name is Matthew Hall, and I'm the younger brother of Patrick P-Man Hall. It's as good a time as any to think about what type of organization we are and who we want to be and how we want to grow. We've spent a good chunk of the past year trying to answer those questions through a number of workshops facilitated by the wonderful Julie Salisbury to try to get us to nail down our conviction, our covenant to each other, and our mission as an organization about how specifically we want to scale and how we can do as much good as possible in Patrick's name. What we landed on is, I think, a mission that Patrick really would have loved. It's very simply to help create and facilitate as many social, sober activities as we possibly can for those in recovery in Atlanta. We've been living this mission for the last 5 years, both through organizing this bike ride of Pedal for P-Man, as well as our monthly bike rides with the Covenant community in Midtown Atlanta. But in order for us to kind of scale this idea, we need to do more. When we looked out at the recovery community and our relationships with Patrick and his cycle of recovery to relapse, we found that it's in those moments when you're back trying to have a normal life that loneliness and boredom are such potent triggers for relapse. And oftentimes what kept Patrick going was building momentum, of building one good day after another, full of community and healthy activities where he was able to choose health and remain sober and happy without sacrificing his social life. What we're doing as a foundation is raising money and identifying potential partners and grantees that are interested in creating regular social sober activities in the city of Atlanta. It can be anything. It can be a monthly bike ride, it can be a monthly book club, it can be a monthly film outing or cooking class. Whatever people like to do in a community, we're here to help, either financially, equipment grants, any other type of support that this community needs to regularly have activities for social people, we want to be a part of. Now, to take that a step further, I'd like to introduce my sister Megan and our first grant recipient from Bicycle Tours of Atlanta, Robin.
Hi, I'm Megan, Patrick's sister and a member of the P-Man Foundation. I'm here to introduce you to Robin and her company, Bike Tours of Atlanta, and how the foundation and Bike Tours of Atlanta have been working together this year. Last year, we moved the Pedal for P-Man event to the old Water Tower Park, which is right across the street from Studioplex, which is where Bicycle Tours of Atlanta is located. This year, we had to cancel the event that was originally scheduled for May. When the P-Man Foundation gathered to make the tough call to cancel the event due to COVID, we had a conversation between all of us about how do we work together with businesses that need our help during this time. Immediately, Robin came to mind as she donated her bikes in 2019 and she's planning on donating her bikes again in 2020. The P-Man Foundation is aligning themselves with like-minded businesses, and Robin's really been an ally to us for the past 2 years. With that, we decided that Robin would become our very first grant recipient from the P-Man Foundation. This grant essentially provides future sober rides and activities for people in recovery. The P-Man Foundation covers the costs of these rides so that someone in recovery can have a ride whenever they need it. Now that I've let you know about our first grant recipient, I'm going to pass it over to my dad, Chris Hall, to let you know about how the P-Man Foundation plans to move forward.
Thank you, Megan and Robin. My name's Chris Hall, and I am the proud father of Patrick, Matthew, and Megan. So the question is, where do we go from here? COVID has affected all of us terribly this year. But fighting addiction and recovery, supporting recovery, has never, ever been more important. This year, the number of deaths related to overdoses surpassed the number of deaths that have happened from automobile accidents. Let me repeat that. For the first time in the United States of America, deaths from overdose surpassed deaths from car accidents making it the #1 cause for accidental death. Isolation, economic hardships, losses of loved ones, all have been a derivative of COVID. Isolation being a very ironic one. While trying to stay safe, it has created and fueled the enemy loneliness. It has made community support, which is so important in this battle, even harder to execute. So what is the P-Man Foundation going to do? We're going to continue to build and support community to battle that isolation and to battle addiction and to support recovery. It's time for us to double down. We cannot be deterred by these hardships. We are going to double down on partnerships like we have with Robin that help create community and safety events and help support the sober life. We're going to double down on allies such as Georgia Overdose Prevention, who supply Narcan shots to prevent deaths, accidental deaths from heroin overdoses, and Don't Run, Call 911 initiative so that people feel okay about getting help for someone who needs it. We're also going to continue to support an ally, Shatterproof, who fights the stigma of addiction and supports an ever-growing community of support, safe support in the battle against addiction. Why is this so important to us? Let me relay a story about a guy from Minnesota who was in a recovery program with Patrick, and he relayed this story at Patrick's service. He came up to me and said Patrick was always there to help, was always there to help others. He showed me his recovery book with an inscription from Patrick that talked about staying strong and he would be there to help him. The man from Minnesota looked at me and said, I wouldn't be where I am today and be alive if it wasn't for Patrick. We intend to continue to help Patrick help others by keeping his memory alive, by creating these communities of safety. So here's the ask. It's never been more important for you to donate. Go to pmanfoundation.org, no hyphen, and please donate. So in conclusion, to our past, present, and future donors, volunteers, partners, and allies, the P-Man Foundation and Patrick's family would like to thank you. Please stay safe, and please help us help Patrick keep helping.